Welcome back to another episode of Saving Grace. Today, we've got Miss Kaz Crossley.
Hello.
Welcome. It's lovely to have you on.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
As it should be. I want to start, first of all, at the very beginning. The Love Island.
The beginning.
The dreaded two words. Yeah. When you look back at it now, because it was, how long ago was your season?
It was in 2018, so 5 years ago.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but then it also does.
Does it not? I feel like it's been so long and like so many things have happened and there's been so many seasons.
Yeah.
Because of the winter one.
Come on.
Coming on as well. So like there's just loads of us now.
Do you ever look back at it? Like, how do you look back at your time on Love Island? Is it like a positive thing, or do you sometimes think, fucking hell?
Oh my God, no, my time on Love Island, it was so positive, so happy. I didn't have any drama. Like obviously the way I came in with the whole Casa Amor thing.
Yeah, you can't help that.
That was drama, but I was with someone that I really liked. Yeah. We got on. And then since the show, it kind of excelled my career.
Yeah,
almost.
Well, especially those earlier seasons, when you went on it, no one expected when you came out, you guys were just like thrown into
crazy.
Fame.
It was like, I will never forget when we were on the plane and we had to land. And I think the plane was delayed. So it was meant to just be our friends and family there. Okay. And we were all waiting with the signs and stuff. But as the plane was more delayed, more and more people gathered around. And
let's see what was going on.
Crowds, hundreds of people. It was like we was Beyonce and Jay-Z.
You felt like Britney. I'd be like...
I did. I was like this, like photos, royalty. Please. Everyone's pushing and screaming. It was actually crazy. And that's why I still think it's mad that people see me now and I still get recognized. Yeah. And I think it was so long ago. Like, I don't feel like, I feel like I was old news, you know.
Did you get your phones back before you landed or after?
Before we landed.
Oh, so you kind of knew the level it was.
As soon as the final finished, then we was handed back after.
What do you think about on the new season that no one can have access to their social media?
I think it's really doing them dirty. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, just, pre-in, like, and I was seeing how many followers they had and stuff. And compared to, what we came out to, it's not even like a little bit different. It's very
a lot.
Drastically
especially
different.
The winter Love Island people.
God, and I don't know why.
Should have stayed at their jobs. Yeah. Because I'm not being funny. Anyone that goes on Love Island, they're not, they want to find someone, but that's not the only reason they're going to go on.
No, right? Because you know what it's getting you in for.
Everyone wants to be Molly May.
You know exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You know exactly what you're signing yourself up to. And I do think it's not just the platform it gives you, but it's what you do after it. Yeah. And it's like having your own path and something that's different. Especially now coming out of that show. If you're doing the same thing as everyone else,
it's going to fall off.
You've got like a very short-lived career in it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think when people come out, I think they're like, yep, we're set, we're all good. And then after like a year, when the next one comes out,
it's depressing,
like,
babe.
Shit. Yeah,
it's just I get you. Crying when it comes through. I remember when they got a new Kaz, I was like, oh my God.
No, I'd be screaming at the TV. Kaz. I'd be like, fuck her.
I was like, how
she doesn't have a Kaz band. Fuck her. I'd be fuming.
I was like, how did she have the same name as me? The exact same K-A-Z. I was like, no. And then I met her, she was really nice.
No, that's the worst part. I want them to be a bit. You know when you hate someone on Love Island as well, because you get really into it and you meet them and they're really nice and you're like, fuck. I've misread the situation.
Your head like, oh shit.
How do the producers do that? Are you still friends with anyone from your season or any other seasons?
Yeah, it's mad because when I was in Love Island, Laura Anderson, me and her didn't get on.
Yeah.
We had arguments that they never showed. And on the final, when we had to pick our dresses and stuff, we was fighting over one of the dresses.
Shut up.
Yeah. And it's so funny because she's like one of my best friends now.
I think the people that you fall out with like really big are sometimes your best friends.
Do you know what it is? When you come out the show, you can see who's real or not.
And it's never that deep.
No, it is not.
Never that deep.
You go to all these events and you do all these brand deals and everything. And it's just nice to have someone that is on the same wavelength and gets it, but is also real and that can keep it honest with you and isn't just like they see you and it's like, hi babe. And it's like, I lived with you for 4 weeks. Like we literally
you can have a conversation with me.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I have more followers.
We used the same toilet. So humble yourself quickly.
So Laura Anderson and Ellie Brown.
Oh,
I love Ellie.
She's stunning.
Yeah, so we actually live in Manchester.
Do you?
She's moving into a new place and she lived with me for a bit. So yeah, she helped me look after my dog.
So you definitely are friends.
We're
that's
definitely
fair.
like best friends. And it's nice because you go through something like that and it's so life-changing. So to have someone that was there through the whole process.
It's just mental that you go in like a, you know, just a normal, not that you're not a normal person, but as in like, you know, like an everyday person. And then you come out and you're like, fuck. My biggest issue would be like, have I ever filmed a sex tape? And who's got it? Do you know?
Oh my God, I mean? Everything runs through your head.
I'd be like, who's got what of me here?
No, literally, because it all comes out. Do you know what I mean?
Like, did you watch the most recent Love Island?
Yes, my favourite.
There was one guy who was in it for like the first week, and there was a video that came out of him having a fight, and he got voted out straight away. And I was like, how shit is that? You've already got shit come out about you and he lasted a week.
I know.
Poor bloke. Hope you're doing well.
Bless him. But that's the thing, it's even harder for guys.
I've heard that guys don't get brand deals after Love Island. It's mainly the girls.
It's definitely the girls, like even in the press, everyone's interested in about the girls and stuff. But the guys, even more especially, need to have their own special thing that they do. And my advice to anyone going on Love Island is as soon as you come out and as soon as you have all that attention, you need to do a business. You need to start a business.
Because you've got the following there.
Literally.
And the engagement, that's going to fall off too. It's to do
Not
it now.
everything's going to fall off.
Yeah, yeah.
It just goes down. But there's ways of staying relevant. There's ways of making sure you have a long-term career.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I started Kazman's when I came out the villa. Like that was really successful for me. But even like my businesses now with Combat Collective and my Muay Thai retreats, like I wish I did them straight away.
Yeah.
I wish I did because it would make such a difference.
They need a 30-day plan for when after they leave the Love Island.
No, literally set up your business plan and
get a spreadsheet.
You know the recent one, Ella. I love her, so I reached out to her and I was just like, any advice you need, let me know. Aww. And I was just telling her like, she was saying she was going to do a fashion brand. She wants to do her own fashion brand.
That would be amazing.
And I was like, oh my God, babe, plan it now.
She was the
fashion
fashion girl in that villa.
Yes, like she looks so on point. She knows what she's doing. Her content's sick. And she was like, oh, I just want to get these brand deals out of the way. And I said, the brand deals will always be there.
No, it's true.
Because, you know, when it takes a year to set up a business, like probably.
Yeah.
And it's going to take longer if you wait.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Would you do like an OG Love Island if they offered it?
If they offered it, I mean, yeah, I would.
I think you'd do great on it.
I would love to do anything like TV, get my personality out. But for me, TV shows, I've done recently The Challenge.
Yeah. God forbid.
And that, you know, Georgia Harrison did it. Yeah. That was like unbelievable for me because it wasn't about love. It was about you. It was about your physical ability. Yeah. It was about how smart you are. And I just loved it.
What's the top like 3 shows you'd like to go on?
Probably like Celebrity SAS. Or any kind of
me.
Yeah.
You just want to go in the army, Kaz. And that's fair enough.
No, I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm ready to just perform like, with my physical ability. And like, do you know what it is? When I did the challenge, it was challenging. Yeah. It was like it's just the biggest challenge I've ever done.
I fucking bet.
The final was like, we had to run for literally 2 days straight with like no food, and we was like swimming, and
you
was,
signed
like,
up for that?
A mental battle. Yeah, because I won 250 grand at the end of it.
That'd be fair, yeah, fair. But oh my God, running 2 days without food is criminal.
It was like you go to places that you just never dreamed of, basically.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
And I don't know, it's kind of addicting to push yourself and put yourself in that position. Yeah. And then when you come out of the other end, you're like, I'm fucking amazing.
And I did that.
I fucking did that. And like, I just felt so amazing after. Like, I'm still on a high probably from that.
Maybe I'll try it then.
Yeah.
I'm out.
We can be in an alliance and then I can save you. Like, if you get thrown into elimination and stuff, you get friends on that too.
I can braid hair, I can do makeup. I will be that part of a team.
And you're funny. Some people are like, I want to save her.
Funny. Moral. I can be the morale of the group.
Yeah.
Just leave me behind and I'll catch up at the end.
Exactly.
I love that.
Anything like that, like The Jungle. I know, like.
I think you'd be amazing when I'm a celeb, to be honest. I think you'd be great.
I think a lot of Love Island people don't get asked to go on that. So like I never feel like it's something that within my reach, but shows like that definitely.
But I think you've separated yourself from Love Island quite a lot because Thailand.
Yes.
Been doing a lot in Thailand. Go on. I am Thai.
Yeah. Well, I'm half Thai and I'm so in touch with like my mum's side and my culture. And I think it was really important for representation, like coming off of Love Island, to be that half Thai like representation, because when I was growing up, like I was really ashamed to be Thai. Like I was going to Thai school when I was younger, and I remember I'd like never wanted to go, and like I didn't focus on learning Thai and everything like that. And now I'm just like studying and like getting lessons. So I think it's important to be proud of where you come from.
I think that's the thing when you're younger, especially at schools in England and stuff, you feel really maybe like embarrassed that you're a little bit different compared to other people in your school. And then when you grow up, you're like, oh no, that's actually really sick because everyone else is the exact same.
Yeah.
Like I am like bacon, eggs and beans as a person, like
that's
British.
Who you are. And now you're owning it.
Yeah, now I am a full English breakfast.
You're like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's you.
That's me. But I like that. I like when people get in touch with their other sides because I think people don't really show that a lot.
Exactly. And I just love people being themselves and unapologetically themselves.
And I
think that just shines way brighter than like when someone enjoys doing something. And
you can always tell, can't you?
You can see that.
Yeah, 100%. You've been doing a bit of Muay Thai?
Yeah. So
go on.
Actually, I started my own Muay Thai business coming off the back of everything that happened in Dubai. It was very hard for me to work with brand deals and everything like that because I didn't want to be touched. You know what I mean? So for me, it was more of, wow, like what can I do now? Because actually when they say like the brand deals don't last forever, like they don't, and it can change like that.
Yeah.
And I was training Muay Thai since actually coming out of the villa. And when I went through that breakup from Love Island, I started a Muay Thai camp in Thailand. That's the first time I did it. And it was so empowering. It was so empowering. It was this feeling that I'd never experienced before. And I always love going to the gym. I love training. But the feeling that you get hitting pads, being in a gym, being in that environment and doing it every day, you see a difference within your body, but also mentally.
I was going to say, always, if you feel shit and you do exercise or anything, you always feel better after.
Oh, 100%. And this is a new skill. It's like testing your brain. You're learning something different. So I just started doing that. And as I got a little bit better, I started posting videos.
Yeah.
And I just noticed more and more girls DMing me saying, I really want to do this. Where can I do it in London? Or where can I do it here? Or where can I go in Thailand? Like, I just need to do this.
Yeah.
And then I just realized like there isn't a lot of space, especially in London. When I used to live in London, that there wasn't a Muay Thai gym that you could go to and just be around women.
Because it's intimidating, isn't it?
The sport is very intimidating. And Muay Thai gym, especially, is full of men. And it's very, it's seen as a very aggressive sport. Yeah. You think like, I don't want to train that because I don't want to be a fighter. I don't want to be a fighter, but the feeling that it gives me, it makes you feel amazing. So I was like, okay, cool. There's something here that I can start. And there's something here that I can start. And there's a space for it.
Yeah.
So I started doing classes in London, women's only. I feel very passionate about women's empowerment.
Yeah.
So that's never going to change. Combat Collective is always going to be for women, but I do want to branch out and do all these different combat sports with it because as a whole, I love all combat sports. I'm obsessed with boxing, MMA, and you know, the women are here now is a lot like, look, the Lioness has got to the Women's Cup final, babe.
The thing is, you always want to do something, but then you're always put off. Like, I had to go to this gym to film something and it was a boxing gym. It was full of men. And I was like, I don't even want to give this a go because I know they're going to be like pussy. And even like women's footballs, before we got to the World Cup, we made it really fun. Everyone was like, women's football, that's so embarrassing.
Women's football,
who the fuck watches women's football? But they got way further than the men.
Since like 1966.
They probably still will carry on going further than the men because they cry at every opportunity. But I just think, as you said, the women are here, give it to them.
Do you know what I mean? And then recently I just did my first retreat. So this was amazing.
Tell me this.
So we did our first Combat Collective retreat and it was in Thailand. And it was a week of Muay Thai, but it was so much like more than that. Just training, coming together. We did meditations. We ran every day at 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
We did this Big Buddha run where it's actually like a really famous run that fighters do. And it's you run and at the top is like a massive giant Big Buddha. But as you run, it's a 4 kilometer like incline like this.
Holy shit.
And like you're literally crawling at some point.
Yeah, like, let me up there.
The girls hated me, but the feeling, my friend that's in the studio, she did it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Literally. And she said it was the best day ever. It was
amazing though. Because again, you'd never get those opportunities in everyday life, would you?
And it's a thing that, like I said, there hasn't been a space for it. And even the people in the gym that were there was like, I've never seen this much women in a gym before. Like it was something different. And the girls, they came from all over the world as well. It wasn't just the UK. Like obviously I have a UK following.
Yeah.
But there was girls from Dubai, there was girls from Hong Kong, Australia, Ireland.
Yeah,
everywhere. Like, these people follow me and they want to do Muay Thai because
That's
of
amazing
me.
What you're doing, because I also didn't know what Muay Thai was until my manager started doing it. I thought there was karate.
She's sick.
There was boxing.
I always reply to
my
her,
manager scares the fuck out of me. She'll send me videos of her beating the shit out of a pad of her leg and I'll be like, yeah, fair.
She needs to take you on one of my retreats.
I'm there. Put me on a hill at 6 a.m. and I'll run it.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
You will though, because I'll push you up there.
If I'm allowed to vape, I'll do it. But a little vape right
I had to vape in my thing like this.
Because I think meditation stuff is so... I think people take the piss. They're like, oh, what are you, like a crystal shagger?
No.
But I think... Sorry, that was rogue. But I just think when you do it, you feel so much better. You feel zen.
People have a really warped thought about what meditation is sometimes, and you know, like a spiritual journey, and it doesn't have to be like that. It's not all like witchcraft and wizardry.
You know, in films like is it Meet the Fockers, where the mum's like a crazy sex addict and she does like meditation.
The stereotype.
Growing up, I was like, people that meditate are like that. She's got her legs around her head, like that's crazy. But it's not like that at all.
No, it's not. And it's really funny because I was at a hen party this weekend.
Yeah.
And my friend wanted to do a women's circle and she wanted to do like a wellness meditation before like we got fucked up basically. So
balance.
One of our friends actually does that, like for a living. She does retreats and everything like that. And she cancelled because she had to work. And they said on the group chat, the people who were arranging it, they said, like, is anyone comfortable to hold a guided meditation? Because like, that's really what Nish wants to do.
Aww.
And no one was saying anything. And I was just like, fuck it.
Like, let me in
I'll
there.
do it.
Let me in
and
there.
I had never done anything like that before. And my friend, who's actually here in the studio, she messaged me privately. She thought I was joking. She was like, not you offering to do the meditation, like with laughing faces.
Watch and see.
I got so defensive. I was like, do you think I'm not capable? Why are you laughing?
I meditate.
And then I spoke to my life coach and I was like, this is going to be the best fucking meditation that anyone's ever had.
They're all going to be like asleep on the floor.
No, literally. And no, I did it. And it just showed me I can actually do anything I put my mind to. Everyone loved it. Everyone was like crying their eyes out at the end of it. Like, especially my friend who said something.
We'll do one at the end of the pod. I need that a little bit. A little bit of attention.
I'm a professional now.
I love it. Well, because you do all this sport and shit, would you ever do a Misfits boxing match?
Do you know what?
Tell me.
When I first started doing training and like first started doing Combat Collective, and I said, I never want to be a fighter. And there's so many podcasts where I'm like, I never want to fight. This is not what I want to do. Like, I can't even imagine it.
Peace and love.
I mean, I just feel like I've been on such a journey in my life and I've done all these things that I've just really like made myself proud of, like with the kids in Thailand and just I've actually achieved so much that I never thought I was going to do. Like when I went over to Thailand and I like met these kids and stuff, I just thought I could raise a couple grand, I could like make something work for them. And then it turned into this massive project.
Because you built schools for them, didn't you?
I built a 2-story, 6-bedroom house with a gym, a Muay Thai gym next to it. This was like an empty field.
Yeah.
And then next to that was a school. And you know what I mean? Everything that has happened, it just shows me like I can actually achieve like what I want to do. And if I wanted to fight, I know that I could do it.
You could beat the shit out of someone 100%.
And I feel like I want to inspire people to not put themselves down and think I can't ever do that. Even with the meditation, like I didn't think I could do that. Do you know what I mean? And I know it's just a small thing, but it's just these little things. And sparring and fighting for me was something never in my reach because I've been in very abusive relationships.
Right. So it was like triggering.
It was so triggering for me. It's still triggering for me now. And I'm working on myself to overcome that because one day maybe I will get into the ring.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. But it's something that I have to work.
Oh, yeah. As you said, I think you could do anything that you put your mind to. I mean, look, if you can run 2 days with no food, you can do whatever. Your mind seems so strong. I need some of that mindset.
But the thing is like, sometimes for me, I don't feel like I am strong.
Yeah.
I feel like,
well, that's like the mind, isn't it?
Things really get me down.
Yeah.
And I struggle a lot with my mental health and everything that has happened. And then I take a step back and I look at everything, like since before Love Island, since after Love Island, all the things that have happened. And I'm like, I'm a bit strong, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, I don't know if you wanted to move on to the Dubai thing, get it out the way.
Yeah.
What happened? Clear the air.
The Dubai thing for me is so much deeper than everything that was portrayed in the media.
Right.
And it goes back to when... So I met this guy, I met him in Thailand, and then we started seeing each other in Marbella.
Okay.
It was never serious. But in 2020, before COVID, like there was lockdowns and rules and regulations, I actually wanted to go out to Dubai to work and for a month. So I went out there and I ended up staying a bit longer because that guy was there, and I ended up getting involved with him. And when I tell you, like, you know, narcissists are never, they don't have narcissists written.
No, you wouldn't be able to tell.
You don't meet someone and they punch you in the face. Like, you don't know that you're going to get into an abusive relationship because at the start it's perfect. When I say like literally perfect, it's like 3-4 months of literally the funniest, sweetest, caring person. We'd go on holidays. He was patient. And you get drawn into this idea of someone and you're happy, you know? And so that's what happened. And I was in Dubai with this person, and then slowly it was revealed like the kind of person that he was.
Right.
And he was very controlling. He was very emotionally abusive. And he wasn't good for me because the people that he was around, they put me in situations like the video and everything like that. I'm not going to sit here and say I've never taken drugs before. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm innocent. I'm 28.
You and the rest of the population.
I'm 28 years old. I've traveled the world, going to festivals and experimenting and do all those fun things that young people do.
Yeah.
In that situation in Dubai, I wanted to leave. I wanted to go home. I had a flight booked. We had an argument and I was like, this is it. Like, I'm done and I'm leaving. And I basically I went to a beach club the night that I was meant to fly. The day before, I went to this beach club and I gave my passport to them to check the ID because you couldn't get in without the passport. And then they looked at me and they said, ma'am, this doesn't have a picture. And I looked at my passport and he'd ripped the page out of my passport.
Stop.
So when he kicked me out of the apartment when I was leaving and everything like that, and he was putting all my stuff in the bags and I was packing up, he got my passport, he ripped it out. And then that's why I couldn't leave. And that it was Christmas and I just wanted to be with my family.
Yeah, of course.
And so it took me ages to get the passport back, a new passport. I had to actually get it ordered to England and my friend flew out with it. And it's just like those situations, they're so controlling, and it's not just like physical abuse, it's emotional abuse, and it's like destroying your possessions or telling you can't do this and like actually manipulating you. And I wasn't strong enough to be out there in Dubai and not have...
But it's different as well when you're in a different country because you're vulnerable then anyway because you're not in familiar surroundings. You're not surrounded by...
Yeah, it's a completely
your usual people.
Different bubble.
Yeah.
And everything was going on with COVID back home, which is why I stayed out for even longer because I didn't want to come home and be in the lockdown and everything like that. But yeah, I wasn't strong enough to leave. I went back eventually. And long story short, when I did eventually finish it and I moved back to the UK and I just wanted to like start my life and move forwards, but he was always kind of there, but he didn't live in the UK.
Was he still messaging you and stuff at this point?
Yeah, we was both messaging each other. And I said to him, like, I'm going to move to Manchester. And I was looking at this beautiful flat in Manchester, and I eventually bought it. And I said to him, like, I'm going to live in Manchester now. And I think to him, that was like me solidifying that I was never going to get back with him. And when people want to be in control so badly and they don't feel like they're in control, they will retaliate because they want to win and they want to have control over you. And whether that's like ruining your career or hurting you, like that's what he did. And I didn't know that he actually took that video at the start of our relationship.
So you had no clue he was videoing that?
No.
At all? Fine.
I didn't know. And I was with him for a year after that, sleeping in the same bed with him. We went and lived in Bali.
And he still kept that video the whole time?
He had that video and I had no idea.
That's mental.
I remember in Bali one time he said, like, when we were arguing, like, I'm going to ruin your career. And I was like, what are you going to do? And then when obviously that came out, like, that's clicked in my head.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he sent it to the press. He made an Instagram account and it was called Kaz Sniffing. And this is how I first saw the video. Yeah, super original. And the profile picture was like a picture of the bird.
Oh my God.
And basically there was only one post and it was me in that dress that I wore, which wasn't taken on the same night. It was just another night that I wore in Dubai. It was that because I posted it on my Instagram and then it was a swipe to that video. And as soon as I saw it, I didn't even think it was him because it didn't compute in my head that someone could be so evil and so calculated and so controlling to do that, keep it, and then release it.
Yeah,
so I've messaged him and I said, like, is your friend that's done it? Because there was only like 3 people in the room.
Right.
So I didn't actually believe it was him. And he was like, oh, he wouldn't do that. That wasn't in that hotel. Like, he completely like denied everything. And I was sending it to all of my friends, like, please, can you just report it. And as it was up for about 24 hours, it had followed like maybe 1,000 people. And one of those people was the son. So as soon as I saw that, I said, like, I'm fucking fucked.
That's so calculated.
I'm fucked. And then I didn't actually confirm that it was him until I zoomed into the picture. I screenshotted the video and I zoomed into it, and in the corner of the video there was a guy wearing jeans, like you could see his trouser leg, and there was like this much of denim trousers. And I went back to that night and I saw a picture and it was me in the middle. It was like a Halloween party.
Oh my God.
It was my ex with the Halloween mask, and him and the friend had the denim trousers on. So it was 100% my ex that took the video.
So bad.
And that's when, like, I have not had any contact with him ever since. Like, as soon as that, I just blocked and I just was like, okay, whatever. And then moving on. So it didn't come out in the press until like a month later.
But that's a bit mental that it took that long.
Right.
For it to come out.
As soon as the Instagram was deleted, I don't know if like Instagram saw how many people reporting
it. Yeah, of course.
Or if he made the decision to delete it. But it was like a couple weeks after that, and then we didn't hear anything. And then a couple weeks later, and I was actually on a date.
God, oh my God.
I was on a first date.
It's getting worse. It's getting so much worse.
I was on a date, yeah. I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to have fun, like take my mind off things, like whatever. And it was the end of the day, and he was driving, and it was in Manchester actually, and I hadn't moved to Manchester yet. I just had my apartment, but I was up there visiting. And this guy lived in London. No, sorry, I was still living in London. So he went to drop me to the station. And yeah, it was a really nice day, whatever, like it's nighttime now. And then I look at my phone and it's my manager ringing me. And
that always gives me anxiety anyway, by the way.
He never rings me.
Right.
This is my old manager, he never rings me. So my heart sank. I knew that it was something.
At that point, did you think, has this got out? Or was it that like the last thing on your mind?
No, I just knew that someone was wrong.
Okay, fine.
And I didn't have that much time to think about what it could be, but it was potentially because of this thing. And it was always in the back of my head because the fucking Sun was being followed by this Instagram.
Yeah.
And the Sun is the worst. Like,
of course it is.
All of them.
Worst newspapers ever.
No. Honestly. So I've picked up, and the first thing he said was, it's really bad news. And I was like,
fucking hell, pick your words. Jesus Christ, what a way to fill you with anxiety. What the fuck?
I think he just wanted to confirm straight away that it was not going to be good, and not like, hi, how are you? Nothing like that. So
cut the small talk.
No.
Yeah.
So he's said the Sun have contacted me for a comment about the video of you in Dubai and everything like that. And I was just like hysterically crying.
Yeah,
like I couldn't breathe. I'm just met this guy who's next to me.
Is he still with you?
No, he's in the car, babe.
He's probably like, is everything right?
No.
Was it the date?
We're just friends now. Like,
yeah, you can't really let go after that, yeah.
But I couldn't even breathe. It was like the worst feeling ever. I literally, because luckily the guy was really like comforting and stuff. And after that, I got in touch with a lawyer, and I got a lawyer and I paid loads of money to try and get this kind of, basically you can't release this information because this is someone purposely trying to ruin my career.
Like defamation of character.
Yeah. It was really, it was over a year ago, so it wasn't now. Like I've got like history of depression and everything. This could really like affect me. And this was this person going to the Sun, and I think it was invasion of privacy as well. Like this is like a private video that you haven't got sent to, like it's come off whatever. And I have no I didn't say that, what is it, with consent. There's no consent, but it doesn't matter. It's not a sex video. Do you know what I mean?
And I guess the issue is as well, it's already out there.
No, it's already out there. Yeah. So after that, it was like a really long period of time where I think the Sun must have got that information and then kind of decided on whether or not they were still going to put it out. So it was like weeks and weeks later after that.
My God, that's so horrible. You've just got to wait.
Yeah.
If they're going to, oh my God, Kaz.
And I've spent all this money and everything on this lawyer, but do you know what I mean? I'm going to try. And then it came in my head that maybe I should even talk about it before the Sun release it, and
so like you can have your own words,
own it. Yeah. But I was a pussy. I didn't do that. I was just like, I can't even, like, where the fuck do I even start? And so a couple of weeks later then, it was a second date with that same guy. So
you need to stop seeing him. He's got a bad omen about him.
And we was at dinner, and I looked at my phone. I'd never had so many notifications in my life.
Oh my God, I can feel the anxiety.
Hey, the anxiety was so
horrible.
bad. I looked at it and it was like all these people from my past that I was like, I'm always here for you and all of this stuff. And that was, the moment I knew that it was out. And that night he just took my phone and he was just like, don't even look at your phone. And I kind of like really put it at the back of my mind and I just got really drunk. I remember I drank so much. And then the next day I woke up with a hangover.
And the anxiety of all that.
All the anxiety.
Fuck.
And honestly, that period of time then was, I thought that was the worst of it.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't the worst of it. And I didn't want to speak about it. I didn't want to, because I was dealing with so much at the time and it was so hard for me. And to talk about it was like, where the fuck do I even start? I've been in this abusive relationship for over a year of my life. Yeah. And this someone who I was in love with
has just done that.
And has done that to me. And on top of, destroying my mental health, destroying my family was worried about me, my career, that was it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't talk about it. And
did your family
know about it?
Yeah, what did they say to you about that?
I made the decision to tell my mum and to tell my dad.
Okay.
As soon as I knew that it could potentially come out.
Yeah.
And they knew I was always honest with them. So yeah, they were just really supportive, because what can you do?
And getting angry at you is not going to check. It's been done.
It was ages
There's nothing
ago.
that you can do.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so moving on from that, I've, worked on building myself, building my career back and starting Combat Collective, which actually wouldn't have started if it wasn't for what had happened to me. So I do believe that everything that you're meant to be on and everything that happens in your journey, whether it's completely destroying, you're always gonna come back and learn something from it.
Yeah, of course.
And I know that I'm a stronger person. I know that who I settle for is completely different and what I deserve. But a year after that situation come out, and when I felt like I'm back again, I've got happiness when I wake up and step out. I literally stayed in my house for 3 months and stayed on my sofa and watched Friends episodes back to back. Sorry.
Oh no, honestly, what you went through was shit. It's so shit, and it's shit for someone to do that to you as well.
But I know that I made a mistake, you know? So it was like, I couldn't say anything because I'm doing something wrong. I'm taking drugs in a place where it's super, super illegal. But drugs are illegal all around the world. That place that I was in.
But the thing is, I think people can relate to this because I feel like a lot of, you know, people my age, people your age have experimented and stuff like that. And if that happened to them, it would be detrimental, and no one would like that to happen to them.
And you always think like so many celebrities are partying and doing stuff, and you know they always have to worry about people being filmed. You just don't think that it's going to be someone that is that close to you.
You never, and it always usually is.
Right.
Always is, because money talks as well. A lot of the time people will sell stories because what they're offered is like life-changing to them.
Right.
But it's then again like morally, what the fuck are you doing? Because if that happened to you, you would absolutely hate that.
No, exactly. And on top of the losing all the brand deals and being depressed and staying inside, it was the Instagram pages, the blog pages, the comments.
Makes it so much worse.
The DMs, the abuse. It was constant, and it was like people joking and everything like that. And you think like, I'm so used to reading negative comments, like it doesn't affect me. But when you're in that place of your life and you're in such a low point and you think so low of yourself, and to have other people saying like how you feel, putting it on top.
And I think the issue is as well, when it's something that big, I'm assuming it feels like everyone knows. Like if you walk down the street, you're like, that person knows, that person's judging me.
Right.
So you can't even, like, in normal circumstances, something happens in your life, you can be like, oh, I'm just going to go out and forget about it.
Oh my God, but I have to post on Instagram. I have to like try and get my platform still carrying on. Like I don't want to completely give up on life. So like when I'm posting, people are like, so you're not going to mention anything? Like, and
but it's like, how the fuck are you meant to mention that?
I physically couldn't, right? So then a year later, I've got this amazing job interviewing UFC fighters in Thailand, and I'm like fucking buzzing. I didn't sleep the night before. I'm researching. I'm on top of the world right now. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, fuck Instagram, fuck brand deals. I want to do this, things that make me happy, things that I'm passionate about. And that's how I became to start the Combat Collective and things that just make me happy, because at the end of the day, like, it's work, but you need to enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm on my way to Thailand, and not even thinking, this company has booked me a transit in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, shit.
And I've landed in Abu Dhabi, and they had like my name on the thing, like on a piece of paper, I was holding it. And I was like, oh, that's me. And I was like, oh, please sit down, just wait. And I must have waited for like an hour or something. And then someone came over and they were like, we're CID.
Did you then think at the time, did it click what that was for?
Oh, of course, 100%. As soon as I sat down, I was like, oh my God.
I fucked it.
Yeah. And I got taken to the police station, and they said, like, you have a case in Dubai. You have a case.
And you weren't ever told?
No, I was never told. No one contacted me or anything like that. You have a case in Dubai. I was like, I know exactly what this situation is about. This has happened this time. It was, like 3 years ago now. I'm not staying in Dubai. I'm moving to Thailand. And they was like, okay. And they were like, because this is Abu Dhabi, we can't actually look after the case. It's Dubai that has to deal with it.
Right.
He was like, you're not arrested, don't worry, like, you're fine. But Dubai need to talk to you about it.
What a fucking sentence that is.
Yeah. So I've gone, okay, cool. Like when? But this now is like midnight. So they was like, oh, it's going to have to be tomorrow. And then I was like, yeah, that's fine. No worries. And in my head, I'm just thinking about this amazing job. Like I'm not even processing that. Like I'm definitely
what's going on. Yeah.
I mean, so they put me in the car and then they escorted me. And then we turned up at a jail. Yeah. So,
fuck me.
So as soon, I didn't realize like what had happened. They said, oh, we're gonna let you stay somewhere overnight, and then in Dubai,
not telling you where.
You're gonna talk to them in the morning. Don't worry, you're not arrested. Don't worry, you're not arrested. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then I was dropped off to the jail, and then they strip searched me, everything, took all my stuff, and then next thing you know, like I was literally like behind bars with like all these other women, and
shared cell.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
In the shared cell, and. Oh my God, it was like the scariest thing ever. Like, everything was just like, I was so confused. I was like,
well, you hadn't been told anything properly too.
No, exactly. And it was really scary. But the next day, I didn't hear anything. And then I'm just meeting all these women that have been like arrested for drugs, prostitution, everything like that. And then they was like telling me, oh, you're going to be fine. Don't worry. Like, this is nothing. Don't worry. You're going to be fine, blah, blah, blah. You're probably going to have to pay something. And I was like, I just need to talk to someone that's going to know what the fuck is going on. And then the next day went past and I still haven't heard anything. And I was in there for probably 2 days before someone came and said, like,
that's
Kaz,
absolutely mental.
Come with us. And then we're going to Dubai now. But because this is why all the press and everything that was put out of me, I didn't get arrested. I was held. You were just held, but I was inside the jail. So I pretty much felt like I was arrested.
Yeah, of course.
I wasn't taken in handcuffs. Everyone that came through them doors had handcuffs on their feet and their hands.
But
I didn't. But I was obviously treated like any other inmate because I didn't have like special treatment or anything. And then they took me to Dubai. And before we went to the questioning, I had to stay in another jail. So this is another jail now.
It's like a tour to jail.
Of Dubai. And this was like a really eye-opening experience because inside this jail, there was a baby. There was a 6-month-old baby.
What?
Inside jail with me. And in Abu Dhabi, it's illegal to have kids if you're not married to the person you're having the child with.
So that was the child's fault?
So the child was with the mother in jail.
That is insane.
And she had the baby and it was a cesarean. She told me the whole story. We still talk now. She was in hospital and her friend actually drove her to Abu Dhabi hospital, and it was because she was in labor. So stupidly, the friend wasn't thinking, she had the baby in hospital. She was in hospital for, I think, 2 days, and the police came into the jail and put her in handcuffs, and she just 2 days cesarean and put her in jail.
That is so fucked
with
up.
The baby. And she had been in there for 6 months when I came in. So it was like really surreal. And me being in like the lowest point probably of my whole life and holding this baby. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go for it. Rose, have you got any tissue? I go for it. It sounds like one of the most traumatic things I've ever heard in my life. It's horrible.
Holding this baby and like hugging this baby, and like this baby's so fucking innocent and it doesn't even know that it's in this like horrible place.
And it's also
horrible.
It doesn't make sense as to why, like, that's a baby and a woman that's just had surgery that shouldn't be somewhere like that at all.
Yeah, it is horrible. And I was just like, wow, because it is not nice to be in that jail. Like, I didn't get anything to wash myself with, to change of clothes, to brush my teeth for 3 days.
That's disgusting. Until
I moved to the other jail. And then that's when I had a shower for the first time. That's when I looked in the mirror, because there was no mirrors in the other jail. And I had a bald patch on my head, and this is where my alopecia started. Yeah.
There you go. There you go, girl.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
I thought this was meant to be a funny podcast.
Yeah. No, but honestly, this is one of the most mental things I've ever heard.
Yeah, so I was there in like one day I was in there. And then that's when, after I left that jail, that's when they took me for questioning. Oh, sorry. Before they took me into questioning, they took me into another jail. But this was like a holding cell.
Okay.
And it was like in the kind of drug police department, but there was a holding cell for people who had just been caught doing drugs off the street. And then I was
that's quite a traumatic cell to be in.
I was put in this cell, which was like sleeping on that floor with like nothing. And that was a whole day and night being there, but with like 4 other women who were literally having withdrawals of heroin. And
that's something out of like a nightmare.
No, I know.
That's horrible.
But me, being me, the situation that I'm in, I'm like talking to them. I'm trying to get like anything to get my mind of what is actually happening to me.
Yeah, just speaking to them.
I'm talking, like one of them was in so much pain, babe. And I felt so sorry for her because like you actually get like really strong shooting pains like down your legs and stuff because they need their hit or whatever. And I'm there like massaging her legs and like making friends and stuff. But the situation is like completely fucked. When I came out of there, then they took me for questioning, and then they didn't let me go until a couple of days after being back in.
They dragged this out.
So it was a week in total. That then I went back to the other cell, the Dubai one. It was weird because I wasn't actually arrested. Like I had, every time they moved me from another cell, I had my things, I had my belongings, I had my phone. So I'd like call my friends and be like,
while in the cell?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or in the car on the way.
Okay.
So I'd get my phone because they gave me back my stuff, and then I'd get my phone and then I'd call my friends, and they were so confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, are you arrested? Are you in jail? What's happening? And then when I called my management one time, they were like, yeah, the Sun is going to release it.
Fucking hell.
So I'm like, oh my fucking God. Again, like this is happening again. But if it wasn't bad the first time, it was nowhere near as how bad the second time was.
100%.
Because this was like front page of the newspaper.
Jail.
Like Kaz behind bars. Like they even like put me like and the thing. And
the only thing I will say that worked in your favour for that is I remember everyone was like, that is so shit. For like everyone was empathetic towards you about that situation.
A lot of people were like talking about what I'd done in Thailand and stuff like that. But it just shows like me raising over 100 grand for underprivileged kids.
That's not being shown
news.
at all.
That's not interesting. They didn't even post one article, not even online about that. The Daily Mail, The Sun, all the big publishers, all the big tabloids, sorry. And that was, big news, me in jail, blah, blah, blah. So obviously, I couldn't care less right now about newspapers, anything like that. Am I getting out? And as soon as like they let me out, I just remember like just feeling just so relieved. And
to be honest, I think you had a good reaction to that video because you were just so honest with it. Like if you were just making excuses, then I think it could have gone a very different way because you were so honest.
No one is perfect, and everyone does things that they regret. They've been in situations, they let people in their life that they shouldn't have let. And that's just a part of life. And life is not easy, and life is shit, and shit things do happen.
Of course.
But you can always come out the other ends. It was actually really triggering for me because recently there was actually someone in the public eye from Love Island who went through the same thing. And I remember feeling so bad for that person. And it was triggering, but I was like, oh my God, this is awful.
Yeah.
And the next day they was at a movie premiere, and I clicked in my head like, men and women in this industry is not equal at all.
Not at all.
And the thing about being a woman is when you make a mistake, you are held accountable for that mistake.
And that's then your identity.
The rest of your fucking life, babe. And you have to apologize, and you have to apologize, and you have to apologize. And it's just held to you. And then a man could make mistakes. He could drink drive. He could cheat on his missus. He can do all of that. But if he's trying to change his life around,
then that's fine.
He's a hero.
Yeah, 100%.
And I had to just learn about that the hard way because it's just awful.
I think as well with the newspapers, they love it when women do it. It's probably because it's all like male run, but when a woman goes down for something or a woman cheats or whatever, they absolutely gobble that shit up, and it's ridiculous.
And they are dragged and they are dragged and they are dragged and they are dragged.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's like, how is that even news? How is speaking about a woman and bringing her down, how is that making you feel good?
Literally. How is that news?
And it's the type, it can even happen like, a celebrity woman who's got grey hair shows sign of aging, but then a man with grey hair, silver fox.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you get it?
It's not fair. But my other question is, are you allowed back into Dubai now if you wanted to go or not?
They said I could come back. They said, oh, please come back when I was at the station.
I bet they didn't put that in the sun.
The woman that was really nice to me, the policewoman, she gave me a big hug and she's like, oh, please don't let this situation affect you from coming back. And I was just like in my head, like, I'm never coming back.
Yeah, no, respectfully, never again.
No, I can come back. Like I said, like I wasn't arrested. I was held for questioning. But all these small details or like they just chat shit. Everyone knew was just what the newspaper had put out.
Don't believe everything you see online. I don't know how many times we have to say this. They were saying I was going to
get 25 years. They were writing
just pulling shit out their ass. Yeah, of course.
And it was weird because the type of information that some of them were writing stuff that like, how the fuck do they even know that? Like only my close circle was knowing that. And I thought, well, we spoke to the British embassy as well. And then it was like in my head, I was like, who is fucking like talking to the press?
Don't know.
Is it my management? Is it the British embassy? Is this? And it was like, I was just happy to be like way out of that situation. But the depression, the anxiety and everything was probably 10 times worse than the first time. And
is that as well, like it's followed you after that now? Like for like, I can imagine if you have new friends in your life, do you struggle slightly with what you do?
I don't have new friends in my life. All my friends completely are from before Love Island. I trust them 100 times over. Ellie and Laura from Love Island, like that. Like I can't trust people, and I don't need new friends because the friends that I have, they give me everything.
Yeah, of course.
And
you know where their loyalties lie too.
100%. But yeah, the paranoia, the anxiety going out now, it's not the same. I was very, very free spirited when I was younger. You know? Even when I came out of Love Island, I didn't care. Like I was just myself, and I don't even go out as much anymore. I really love my flat. It's my safe place.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I've been on a kind of like fight or flight mode. Like I've just been protecting myself, and it's hard to now start to come out of my shell and do all these things that I'm doing and, you know, presenting and things like that.
I think that will come with time because it's still very recent, everything that has happened. So I just think in time, like even the fact that you're doing this and stuff is a huge jump and a step in the right direction.
I don't really do podcasts.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, now you've addressed it, right? And you've addressed it before. It's not, when I think of you, I don't think of that. Like, I really feel like that's so far gone now that I don't see the attachment to that. And next year, people don't, it's not as dramatic as it is in a year's time.
No, people forget. I mean. Even 100%. People forgot about it now, that's fine. But things that are that big and traumatic, like they stay with you. And I had like a lot of PTSD after that. That's why I do Combat Collective and I hold these retreats, and I want to empower and inspire women to break through these barriers and all the things and challenges that are holding them down and are holding them back in what they want to do in life, because you can do it, you know.
You're the best person to show it. What is your life like now? Like, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Oh, so I'm in Manchester.
Lovely.
I'm concentrating on bringing Combat Collective to Manchester. So I'm selling my Kaz band.
Of course.
And I really want to get into that combat sports space, like as a woman, and start presenting, interviewing fighters, like doing what I was meant to do in Thailand.
I think
it's come around.
Achievable, 100% achievable. I feel like I'm going to see you in December hosting shit. I won't even watch the sport, but I'll just watch it because you're presenting it. I'm like, she said she was going to do that.
That's what I mean. Like, if you say something and then you believe it and then you push yourself to accomplish it, like, why not? Maybe you're going to see me in the ring. Like, maybe we're going to be fighting.
Maybe we're going to be I will be running out of that ring. I'm like, get her off me.
But you don't know, isn't it? Things can
change. But no, it's been so amazing to have you on. I feel like you're a lovely person. What you've been through is shit, but I feel like the message you're sending is a good one. And I'm very glad to have had you on.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Anytime, love. If you've been watching, give it a like and subscribe. And if you've been listening, give it a 5-star review and a follow. Say bye, Kaz.
Bye to this one. Bye.
Do that one.
Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Before you click off, Kaz sent us a voice note as she missed something out of her story. Please listen as it's really important part of it.
Hey babe, thank you for today. I actually feel like I had a therapy session. It was so good getting everything off my chest. I'm literally driving home, but I forgot to mention something that is really important. I can't believe I forgot, but I just wanted everyone to know how much the sun affected that story coming out. And when I was actually in the jail and I was moving to the last one and I was about to be released, but I hadn't been released yet, the Sun journalist actually got into the jail by lying to the guards, saying that one of them said that he was my husband. I don't know what the other one said, but they managed to see me when I was inside the jail, when my friends were outside. Like literally no one else could get in, but they managed to get in by lying. And I just want people to know how corrupt the tabloids and how far they will go, because imagine once I was in there for literally 4 days and the first people I see from the outside are Sun journalists, it wasn't very nice at all. And I know that they're going to take things from this podcast and twist it. So I just want everyone to know the full truth. And I forgot to mention that. So again, thank you so much. And thanks for letting me tell my story. Mwah. Love you.